Do you know anything about Bahasa Indonesia?
Of course I know, I'm Indonesian after all. Here, let me give you a brief background information about it.
Sure.
To be honest, to know more about Bahasa Indonesia, we need to break down what language is first.
Okay, what is it then?
Language, in short, is a system we use to communicate with each other.
Oh, so anyway, what we used to communicate with each other is language then?
Yes, that's why there are spoken language, body language, sign language, and more. It's because there are many ways for us to communicate.
But is language only used to communicate to other people?
No, language can be used to communicate with yourself too. It can also be a means for social control, self expression, self understanding, and for adaptation and integration.
Wow, I just realized that language is actually very powerful.
Not only that, there are also variations of how language is used.
Really? How so?
There are many types of variation, such as oral variety, writing variety, social variety, functional variety, literary variety, and scientific variety.
Wow, there are so many varieties of language. But what does all of them mean? I don't really understand.
I'll explain it to you. Oral variety can be expressed in how we say something, like our intonation, how we use words in our speech, how we make sentences, and more. Writing variety can be expressed in how we write something, such as the grammar, the intonation, and punctuation. Social variety is how we use language in accordance with the rules and norms available. Functional variety is how we use language in a professional setting. Literary variety is how we incorporate beauty in our language, and scientific variety is how we use language in scientific forum.
Wow, that's amazing explanation there.
Yeah, there's so much more to say, but I think it's time for what is Bahasa Indonesia.
By the way, how did Bahasa Indonesia came to be?
Interesting question. There's a long story of how Bahasa Indonesia came to be, but I'll explain it as simple as possible.
Okay, go then.
For starters, Bahasa Indonesia itself originated from Malay, specifically Old Malay. Old Malay itself is a lingua franca in Indonesia and also easy to learn. That's why it became the perfect language to originate from.
Wow, but I have heard a few of Bahasa Indonesia words similar to Dutch, English, and even Tagalog.
Yes, Bahasa Indonesia differs from Malay because of the loanwords in it, such as
Oh, so that's why. Hey, but from what I have read and heard, the old Bahasa Indonesia have a few differences in how they write and pronounce words. How can that be when there's only one kind of Bahasa Indonesia?
that's because language itself evolves, and Bahasa Indonesia will too. Up to now, there have been 8 changes to Bahasa Indonesia, with the newest one being EYD 5th edition 2022.
Wow, that's a lot of change. But what is the point of having Bahasa Indonesia? Why don't Indonesia just use Dutch like most country that have been colonized before?
It's because Bahasa Indonesia is used as two symbols, which is as national language and nation language.
I'm really not sure how to write this letter in Indonesian. Hard.
Hi, how can I help you?
Oh yes, I'm trying to write a letter to my friend in America in Indonesian, but I'm finding it very difficult.
Don't worry, I can help you. First of all, we need to decide on an opening greeting.
I know, hello is a common opening greeting, but what else I can use?
You can use hello or how are you as your opening greeting. Next, say your friend's name.
Okay, so hello Michael.
Good. Now move on to the body of the letter. Describe how you're doing and what's been going on in your life lately.
I'm doing well here in Indonesia. I'm learning the local language and culture.
Great. Now tell your friends about an interesting experience you.
I really want to be able to speak Indonesian better. Sometimes I feel like I'm not choosing the right words.
Sure, I'm happy to help. First of all, it's important to pay attention to proper diction or word choice in daily conversation.
What should I look for in diction?
Try to use more formal and polite words, especially when talking to older people or in official situations.
Example?
For example, instead of using the more informal lu or gue, use kamu or aku to be more polite.
Ah, got it. I should avoid rude words too, right?
That's right. Indonesian tend to be more polite and respectful. Avoiding harsh words will make you look more respectful to the other person.
Oh, okay. I will try. What else?
Pay attention to the use of personal pronouns too. Don't hesitate to ask questions if you're not sure. For example, lo mau apa can be changed to kamu mau apa.
Can you speak Bahasa Indonesia?
Yes, I can. I've learned it since in my middle school, I think.
Can you teach me, please?
Sure, what do you want to know?
So I know how to make sentences. For example, saya sangat suka sekali bermain video game. But the internet said I was wrong. Can you help me?
Oh, that sentence is correct. It contains a subject, predicate, and object, but the predicate contains an excessive word. It can be said contains an excessive word because it has both the word sangat and sekali, which both means very, and we want to get rid of either one of those words. So you can say either saya sangat suka bermain video game or saya suka sekali bermain video game. The sentence you made is called an effective sentence because of the excessive word in it.
Ah, I see. What about if I want to connect two sentences, like in English? For example, I want to say, I like to save money. And a contrary sentence, Safi like to spend money. We can use conjunction in the middle of both sentences, so it's going to be like, I like to save money, but Safi likes to spend money. Is it the same in Indonesian?
Well, yes, it's basically the same in every languages. By the way, you do know about types of sentences in Indonesian.
Yep, it's similar to English. So there are nama saya Darian as new sentence. Kamu suka makan apa? As in interrogative sentence. Diam kamu as an imperative sentence. And
Exclamation sentence, yep. Now, do you know the differences between an imperative sentence and an exclamation sentence? For now, just state one difference.
imperative sentence contains an command and
Exclamation sentence, yep. Now, do you know the differences between an imperative sentence and an exclamation sentence? For now, just state one difference.
imperative sentence contains an command and exclamation sentence contains expression.
You're correct. I didn't know this friend of mine is smart. Now, back to the first topic. Do you know the requirements for a sentence to be an effective sentence?
No, sorry.
It's okay. In simple terms, a sentence can be called effective if they are short, clear, concise, complete, and appropriate.
Hmm. How can I say sentences in an effective sentences if I don't understand the language?
Well, you can just search on the internet about a sentence's integrity, alignment, focus, frugality, thoroughness, and its logicality.
Wow, that's a lot. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Have you finished our Indonesian homework? I don't understand.
Yes, why?
Do you mind if I see yours? Or at least do you mind teaching me our homework?
No, you can't see mine, but I can help you.
Thanks a lot. So I've written a paragraph in Indonesian, but I don't know if this is correct or not.
It's an absolute trash. Let me explain. First, you need to have a main sentence. This is the most important part of the paragraph. It's usually at the beginning of a paragraph or at the end of a paragraph.
Oh, I get it. In the second sentence. It means I'm wrong, right?
Not always, it depends. For example, you want to start a paragraph like, is smoking bad for you? Then the next sentence, you can have the main sentence like, smoking is so bad because of blah blah blah. Well, in your case, it's wrong.
Okay, I'll note that. What's next?
You must have supportive sentences. These sentences supports the fact or the idea of the main sentence. It has to be effective sentences and correlated to the main sentence.
I see. I remember that there are some requirements for paragraph to be called a coherent paragraph. There are six requirements, if I'm not mistaken.
There are five. Those are unity, coherence, completeness, systemization, and point of view consistency.
Unity. It's mean the supportive sentences are correlated to the main idea or the main sentences, right?
Correct. Coherence means the harmony of every sentences. You can repeat some words so every sentences will feel somehow connected.
Yeah. Completeness means a paragraph must contain all things to support the main idea, right? But does it mean if I have to write everything about the main idea?
Well, no, silly. It means you have enough supportive sentences to explain the main idea so that the main idea or sentence doesn't create any question.
Ah, now systemization. It means the paragraph must be systemized, right? But I don't understand.
Systemization in a paragraph has many forms. One example is it can be from a general idea to a specific idea and vice versa.
Can you tell me all of the forms?
Later, it's correlated to the types of paragraphs.
Alright, so let me guess. Point of view consistency is how the writer be consistent in their writing based on their position or their point of view, right?
You got it?
You mentioned that there are many types of paragraph, right? What are they?
There are just 5 types: deductive, inductive, deductive inductive, iterative, and spread.
I know this. Deductive means the main sentence is located at the beginning of the paragraph, while inductive is located at the end. Deductive inductive means, I don't know the rest, sorry.
Deductive inductive means the main sentence is located at both the beginning and end of a paragraph. Iterative means the main sentence is located at the middle of the sentence, and spread is straightforward, like its name. It's spread all over the paragraph. A good paragraph should be one of the first 3 types.
I see. Paragraphs can also have style of expression, right? And we often call it as a type of paragraphs too.
Yes, descriptive, argumentative, narrative, persuasive, and exposition.
Can you explain to me in a simple term?
Fine. Descriptive is to describe something. Argumentative is a personal argument paragraph to make the readers reject or accept actions that are stated by the writer. Narrative is details of an event. Persuasive is to persuade the readers to follow actions the writer wants. Exposition is to explain the cause and effect of something. Or we can simply say it's an analytic paragraph.
So that means.
Shh, save your questions for later. The teacher is in front of our class.
Okay. Hey, so I've made a scientific essay for our schoolwork. When I turned in the essay to one of the plagiarism checkers, it said I have 24% plagiarism. Our teacher said that we should avoid plagiarism, but I don't know what is it exactly. Can you explain it to me?
Yeah, in simple terms, plagiarism is when you use someone's writing or idea as your writing's content. It can be from a journal or from articles or other sources of writing.
What are the plagiarism types?
Idea plagiarism, total plagiarism, content plagiarism, phrase plagiarism.
So, do they really mean like their names?
Yeah, the names are straightforward.
Then how can I reduce the plagiarism percentage?
Just rephrase the sentences, but do remember to save the source and put the source on your writing.
Thanks. So if I write my essay like this, is it correct? I've collected data, organized the concept, and I edited the concept.
Let me see. Yep, it's correct.
The teacher said we have to explain what kind of scientific essay we wrote. This is an academic paragraph or a scientific article.
It's an academic essay because you only wrote a little bit of the problem and then the rest is your personal opinions.
I see. Thanks a lot. I'll treat you for lunch, okay?
Sure, thanks too.